All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the man who taught me this truth. I would like to say shalom to you, Akim, and you few Akwaf, you men, women, and little ones that believe on the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. It's your brother Micah Allah coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing to edify. And the title of this lesson is You People Need to Be Famished. You know, I got some videos right here queued up, just to show you these Americans, are the worst people ever created, man, And you people don't do nothing but eat, and you're a bunch of gluttons, and the Lord is going to judge you by the way of famine, which we're already in that process as of now. That's why you see a lot of recalls, a lot of information has been coming out, especially, over the past couple of years concerning, food contamination, such as red 40 being in certain products. You're having, like I said, recalls, and you're also seeing, shortages on the shelves at your stores, man. Everything is, majority of the items really don't have a long expiration date. Some you used to have to where certain items, would expire, either a year or a couple of years down the line. But now they really give you a couple of months. You people eating old food, and you glutton Americans, you love to eat, and that's how the Lord is going to judge you. You pride yourself in the fact that you could go to McDonald's and get you a $3, meal, quarter pounder meal, but the Lord is going to end all that, you see? And I'm going to show you some examples on why he's going to send that judgment, and mainly upon you tribes, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the Israelites according to the Bible. But let's get into it.
Feel me? Feel me? Pineapple Fanta, man. Feel me? Got the pizza rolls, man. Feel me? Got the cake, man. Feel me? God bless. Thank you for this beautiful love. Got the cake. Got the pizza rolls, man. Got the soda. Feel me? Every day we eat good, man. Feel me?
See, the Lord's going to end all that mukbanging culture that you Americans get off on, man. And this dude, when you go to this nigga page, this is one nasty Negro. This dude, his content is based off of being a damn glutton. Nigga damn now having heart attacks at the table before the food even enter his mouth. Nigga don't even finish praying and he already chugging. Nigga smacking. But hold on, it gets worse. And that's why the Lord is going to destroy you people by the way of famine.
Y'all put up with me. I would have seen y'all niggas out.
And y'all doctors know y'all wrong. I asked my doctor to write me a prescription for food stamp,
Now,
and
this
he
some
said
bullshit,
he can't do all that. So you mean to tell me you can write me a prescription for all that bullcrap medication, but you can't write me a prescription for food stamp? You better write me a prescription for food stamps, because food is where the real bad by nature. Be bad by nature. Not cause I hate you. Hey, be back. Okay. Baby. Baby. I ain't got to mind y'all business. And really.
And you can't tell me America hasn't ruined you tribes, man. Because you Jakes are just pitiful. But wait, there's more. This nasty nigga here, man. First of all, this nigga is in a restaurant, but he decided to get some canned nacho cheese and some uncooked sausage and sit at the table like a fucking animal and do this shit here.
Oh ja. Doch man har ju konkomorfrina. Oh ja.
Just pitiful.
The tribe's crop. Oh ja.
And that's what you Americans is a bunch of goddamn animals, man. This is why, you know, the Lord told us not to be, you know, conform to this world, man. Because just look at what this place produces. It produces a bunch of, you know, glutton, lazy, you know, stupid, pitiful people, man. You see, and that's why these other nations, you know, in these other countries, you know, they laugh at you, Americans, and they also laugh at you, Israelites, man. You know? Because this is the shit that you do. Now, this country ass nigga here, nigga got bear on the menu.
Bear legs, look at that right there. Look at that now. And now, y'all know I like to do a while. Now we gonna use some of this meat. Now we gonna make some gumbo. Look at that right there. We'll get them all seasoned down to perfection, and we gonna put some color on them. Look at that right there. Look at that. Now there's some nice meat. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tasted it before. It tastes just like roast. Everybody always asks what the bear legs tastes like. It's like a roast. Gave it to you over some gravy, you wouldn't know the difference. I wouldn't do you like that, but look at that right there. Look at that. Look at that right there. Ooh-wee. It's a live fire right now. We got a pot of gumbo. Look at this rolling. Look at that. Cook on that old school.
They got bear gumbo, man. The Lord is going to destroy you, Jakes, man, and it's well needed. Because
look
at this shit.
Look at that color right there.
This is what you niggas over here on the soil of America doing,
onions.
Man.
We got the okra. We got some sausages cooked down inside there. Look at that right there. We gonna cut some of this meat off these legs. Look at that. Remember when I was telling y'all it's kind of like beef? You see the color of that right there? It's really like a big piece of beef. You want to get that layer off right there.
And then nigga trying to convince you that this is okay. No, the Lord ain't tell you to eat no fucking bear, man.
Yeah. See all that right there? We're going to be trimming that off right there. We're going to sear some of this off too. We're going to sear that off. We're going to put some color on there. And we're going to put it inside that pot. And they said we got pieces of them bear. They almost look like roast right there. We're going to just take it. We're going to just sear the bottom. And you see at the top, already got a nice little bark on there. And the whole point of these bills is kind of just to show, for one, the versatility. Two, you know, them cavemen back in the day, they had to eat what they had. So we ever had a zombie apocalypse, you know, we stranded inside the wilderness, oh, I'm going to eat. All right, child, it's time to have an uncomfortable conversation.
No, the hell you ain't. Matter of fact, since he made that statement, let's go here. Let's go here. The 2nd Ezra 16. You can jump around in here. I just get straight to the point. I get what I got because I don't want to make this lesson too long. Let's get straight to the point. This 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 19, it says, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute." You see, so these things have been sent out. You see, it's not like we have to wait on these things to manifest themselves because we're measuring the time diligently in itself. We're seeing the food shortages. We're seeing, a siege being laid on America, which is going to compromise you people's livelihoods. It's going to compromise you people's resources that you accumulated on this side. It's going to really compromise your food, man. So this dude talking about he gonna if a apocalypse was ever to come, basically he was gonna be all right. He gonna eat. He gonna eat anything. And that's how he's just the forerunner, since he said that, of every American in this society. Because when that famine come, that's why you're gonna see a lot of cannibalism taking place, man. But just roughly paraphrasing, people, that basically escape the city and you go to the mountains, you gonna die of starvation. Like somehow you gonna, get around prophecy. You see? But the elect is gonna be able to escape that famine because, Lord willing, we are that number. We're going to trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. You see? The hopeful elect. You see? Because the Lord said, my servants shall eat and drink. But you people are going to be hungry, man. And this is why the prophets have been sent out to warn you, Israelites, of what's to come. So these plagues has been sent forth. That famine has already been sent. You see? And they're sent as scourges for a minute. These things are sent out for you to consider them, man. But as these things are taking place, guess what Jake doing? Jake in the backyard having a ball with Bear. Jake eating pork belly, hog maws. Jake all over the place. This is what Jake doing. Jake being a damn mukbanger, nigga passing out. You know what I mean? At the table and shit. Eating abominations. Why these evils are being sent and why these evils are constantly, daily increasing in the earth, man. Mainly on the soils of America. That's why the Lord is going to catch you people like a thief, man. You see? You shucking and jiving niggas, man. But it's continuing on. It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So with all this going on, you jakes are not mindful of the scourges that the Lord sent out, man. And that's why destruction is going to be unto you, you see? And that's why that famine is going to take hold of you people. Continuing on, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. You see? So yeah, you can still go, get you a Burger King, Whopper. You can still go get you a McDonald's meal with a knowing Jake, he'll get the Mac rib, with a milkshake. You know what I'm saying? But you think you're in good case, man. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. You see? And that's what we're witnessing, man. These people are in a state of confusion, man. These people don't know what the hell is going on. They don't know what the hell is going to happen. These people really think that the God of the Bible is a fairy tale God. Like, these are not death threats that has been written and being spoken by the mouth of the prophets through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemar Washah. These are death threats. The Lord said that what's written in the volume on the book is lamentations, mourning, and woe. That's what the Holy Bible consists of. You see? When you read the history of Israel, when we constantly went off, constantly transgressed Yahweh Shemar Washah, this is nothing new. The Lord always sent some form of a plague, whether it was by famine. And we went through a lot of famines, you see, as a people, throughout history. Israel went through famines. But, we're about to go through a famine again. But like I said earlier, the elect is going to be saved from these times, man. And that's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we hoping that the Lord have mercy upon us. You see? It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So just like this dude said, if it was an apocalypse, he gonna eat. Even if you escape the famine, guess what? The Lord said the sword is gonna destroy you. Esau may send a drone at your ass and blow you the fuck up. Or you might get caught, around, a crowd of Edomites. You up there, in the wilderness or whatever. And you thinking you banding together with some Edomites, and you think they on your side. And next thing you know, you grill booted. You're a delectable Negro. You on the grill. You see? Matter of fact, let's get this right here. Let me see. Oh, man. Might be Noah's Amos. Yep. This Amos 5 and verse 18, it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh Shemar Washah is darkness and not light. Exactly. So we're we're in the day of the Lord now. You see? And that consists of, perilous events, meaning dangerous events taking place in the planet Earth. Like we often speak about, this is not a message of peace. We're not here to cater to you people's feelings, to give you our own opinion on what we think. No, we read, thus saith the Lord. We tell you what's to come before it comes. You see? Because a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, man. And we give warning. We blow the trumpet of a famine coming. Esau Edom, he finna shut down society again. You ain't gonna be able to buy or sell if you don't have that C-hip. We're warning about these things, man. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. So it's not gonna be no form of escaping. You see, your Christian pastor didn't tell you that this was written in the Holy Bible, that he has up there on the podium wide open, but ain't reading shit out of it, man. Your pastor don't read this. Your pastor has never read to you Amos 5 and 18. And even if he has, he didn't give you the proper, understanding as to what this was speaking about in the times that we're in. You see, your pastor didn't tell you that these evils are coming. He told you to, just shut up and everything will be all right. God love everybody, but just make sure you put some, in that plate when he handed around. You see? Hell, your pastor locked the door on your ass and made sure when that plate got passed around, wasn't no escaping. You know, and this what you niggas, man, you niggas is crazy, man. You Christians are fucking crazy, and you are gonna be, you Christians are gonna be the first ones, you know, that's really gonna taste that famine. You Jeebus lovers out there, unless you repent. You see, but it's not gonna be no form of escape. And going back to what that Jake said in the video, let's go back and listen to it again.
Eat what they had. So we ever had a zombie apocalypse, you know, we stranded inside the wilderness. Oh, I'm gonna eat. All right, child, it's time to have on.
Oh, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. This dude is pitiful, man. You see? It says, shall not the day of Yahweh shall be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? Yeah, this is what the day of Yahweh shall consists of, man. Evil and only evil. You see? It's only going to be comforting to the hopeful elect. You see, because we're what? Anticipating these things. The Lord told us that these things were going to take place. And how did the Lord tell us? Through the mouth of the prophets, storm our apostles and elders, a great millstone, man. You see? That's where these warnings came from. You see? It says, let's go here. This Lamentations, matter of fact, so like not Lamentations, this back in that second Ezra 16 and verse 22, it says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So it's not going to be no escaping, Jake. You know? It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no more comfort. So like, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Exactly. And there's going to be so many dead bodies out here that it's going to look like some shit, you know? You people going to be cast out like shit, man. Not regarded. You're going to have, like it tells you in Psalms, you know, how 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not, you know, come that, not thee, roughly paraphrasing. You know, meaning you're going to have a lot of people that's going to be destroyed and put to death, and it's mainly going to be by the way of famine, man. You know, a lot of people is going to be destroyed by the way of that famine. Let's read again. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. You see? It's just going to be a regular thing, just like you people have, mainly in America, have grown, you know, accustomed to hearing about shootings and, you know, death. All you hear is death here in America. Well, in that day, it's going to be a normal thing, you know? And you people, as you perish, it's just going to be a regular thing, man. You ain't going to have no funerals in that day where you niggas can cry and lament. You ain't going to have time. You see? You're going to have robo dogs on your ass. You're going to have robots where they can rip your arms off from limb to limb, you know, immediately, man. You know, nigga strong as hell. It ain't no fighting no robot, you know. It showed you that on Advanced Warfare. Was it Black Ops 3? It probably was Advanced Warfare. Where he the robot ripped the nigga arms off, you see? But it says, and there shall be no man to comfort them. Yeah, because the prophets is not going to be out during that time, man. We're not going to be warning you people while we're in a intense famine. No, absolutely not. We're going to be begging you how about Shemal Shah to have mercy upon us and feed us, you know, which through faith, that's going to take place. That's why, you know, believing on the miracles of Yahweh Shemal Shah, you know, and looking at the generations of old on how the Lord came through for our forefathers, it's important, man, to understand and know that information. You see? So when that time of famine actually comes, what's going to happen? Well, the elect is going to go back, to a precept and go back to what? Trusting in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Instead of trusting in man and trusting in, yourself, trusting in your strength. Like all you people outside this council is going to be doing, man. That's why you're going to make the decision, to commit cannibalism, It says, this Lamentations 4 and verse 9, it says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. You see, so the scripture tell you it's better that you be put to death by the way of a gun. Or it's better that, you die at the hands of a robot, than for you to, starve to death, man. That's how bad this is going to be. It says, for these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. See? They were their meat in the destruction of the daughters of my people. You see? And that's going into that cannibalism, man. You see? So, like I said earlier, that's not a new idea, man. It's nothing new under the sun. These things has happened before. Just go back to the time of 70 AD. You see? And that was all judgment from Yahweh Shema Shai. Those weren't just coincidences in history, man. And it makes no difference today. You see? You had cannibalism then, you're going to have it now. It's this Psalm 73 and 28. It says, but it is good for me to draw near to the Most High. You see? So it's good for us to draw near to Yahweh Shema Shai. Because we understand, and the Lord has given us this understanding, that all of these things are coming from him anyways. You see? It says, I have put my trust in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai power, that I may declare all thy works. You see? And a part of those works, of course, is the famine, man. But with that event taking place, what are the hopeful elect going to do? Put their trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. You see? Because the Lord told us to trust in him and lean not unto our own understanding. You see? And we understand, that it's only going to be through the way of Yahweh Shema Shai that we're going to be sustained. But it's going to happen through faith, man. It says, for lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Thou hast destroyed all them that go a whoring from thee. You see? And that's you 2/3 out there, man. You see? That's you people outside this council, man. You Israelites, you Christians, You people are going to perish, man. But let's get here. Psalms 33 and 18. It says, behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. You see? So, this is how you're going to escape these times, man. This is how we're going to escape. The angels of the Lord encampeth around about them that fear him. You see? So, yeah, we got the evidence, so to speak, of the Lord stepping in on the behalf of Daniel when he was in the lion's den, and he teleported Habakkuk, to Babylon to just to feed Daniel, man. And Daniel was, in heavy prayer, and keep in mind he was in the dens of lions, you see? And the Lord still, came through, because we understand and know that the Lord's hands is not short, that it can't save. So the Lord can save us out of any situation, any estate. That's why the Lord told us to be patient when we're changed to a lower state. You see? But the Lord is training us up by the things that we go through daily. The Lord is training us up now so that we may be prepared when, those times of evil increase, man. It says to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine, you see? So the Lord is going to look out for those that hope in his mercy. And we have no choice but to hope. You know, remember, we've been subject to hope. You know, we've been subject to hope. But hey, through that faith, the Lord is going to look out. 2 Ezra 2 and verse 27, it says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble in heaven is cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell." You see, so when these times come, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to look out for the hopeful elect. You know, those that, you know, believed on Yahweh Shema Shai, those that ultimately believe the report. You see? So, Lord willing, that was edifying. I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, the men who taught me this truth. Peace and blessings be to the hopeful elect, you men, women, and little ones that believe on the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.